Take a look at those pictures inside the Space Shuttle Discovery. Live pictures from NASA TV. Of course, one of our other big stories today, the launch of the Space Shuttle Discovery. It's expected to blast off at 4:50 p.m. Eastern from Florida's Kennedy Space Center. On board, 5 men, 1 woman, and NASA's first human-like robotic astronaut. Weather is looking great for the launch, and the crew will deliver a storage module, a science rig, and spare parts to the International Space Station during its 11-day mission. This will be Discovery's 39th voyage. You know, it was first launched back in 1984. Discovery has completed more than 30 missions, making it the most experienced space shuttle. The Hubble Space Telescope was transported by Discovery in space in 1990. Discovery also took John Glenn back to space in 1998. And Glenn was the first U.S. citizen to orbit Earth. He was also the oldest person to fly in space at the age of 77. Now, Discovery also took the Colbert treadmill to space in 2009. Would that be Colbert? Sorry, that's Stephen Colbert. Sorry, Stephen. You may remember it was named after comedian Stephen Colbert. And joining me now live from Kennedy Space Center in Florida is former astronaut Leroy Chiao and Bill Nye, the science guy. So hello to both of you. Leroy, I want to start with you. We're about 3.5 hours away from the launch. What are the astronauts going through right now? We saw them in that in the silver RV going to the space shuttle. What are they going through right now?
Well, they're at the launch pad now, and you're right, the Silver Astro van is a converted vehicle that was taking them from the crew quarters here at the Kennedy Space Center over to the launch pad. So they're all up on the 195-foot level of the launch pad now, 39A, and they are getting strapped in one by one in the vehicle. In the pictures you just saw, that was Commander Steve Lindsay being put into the commander's seat on the left side. He'll be followed by the PLT, or the pilot, and then the mission specialist. And so they're one by one getting their harnesses on. You'll see scenes from the White Room getting their parachute harnesses on and getting inside, being assisted, getting their parachutes, communications, and all that connected. Yeah. So this is an exciting moment for the crew.
Yeah, it is very exciting. It's like, you know, Kleenex or Coca-Cola. You always want to call them Winnebagos, but, you know, it's an RV, not a Winnebago. So, Bill Nye, now to you. You and the Planetary Society have an experiment going up on the next shuttle launch in April. So tell us about this experiment.
Oh, that's great. So it's called LIFE, Living Interplanetary Flight Experiment. Now, when you walk around on the ice in Antarctica and you find a rock, you have to reason that that rock got there from outer space. That's the only way it could be on top of the ice. And they found several of these rocks, and they turn out to be from Mars. You look at the shock pattern and the bubbles of gas that come out of them in a vacuum chamber. So people have speculated for quite a while, could a living thing make the trip from Mars after it got hit with a big impactor all the way to the Earth? And could we possibly be, no kidding, all Martians? It's not crazy. So no one's ever really tested this hypothesis, but the Planetary Society, through support of its people all around the world, has a little module that's going to go to the Martian moon Phobos and back. By the way, it's going to Phobos. In case it misses, it won't ever hit the planet Mars. But all that aside, we're testing it, getting it flight heritage, as we say, on the next shuttle mission. And it's just exciting when there are humans involved, right? Yeah, whenever you got people, sure, everybody's just much more excited about it. And so it's very much a part of our culture in the United States, and it's very much a part of the world. We are a space-faring species.
We could all be Martians or Mercurians or Venetians, however you want to call it, with all the
Mercurians they're much less likely.
Okay, so listen,
Mercury's
Leroy,
much less likely.
I want to get to Leroy. Just a little joke there, Bill. I know you're an expert. So Leroy, this is a last launch for Discovery. The people there at the Cape describe these shuttles as part of their family, and I'm guessing that it's a pretty emotional day today, right?
Absolutely. Discovery is very close to my heart. On my 3rd shuttle mission, I flew aboard Discovery on what was the 100th shuttle mission at the time in the year 2000 on STS-92. We went up, we installed 2 pieces to the International Space Station. I led the team that went out and did the spacewalks to tighten the bolts and made the electrical connectors to bring those pieces to life. And so it's an emotional moment for all of us who've worked with Discovery. She's a beautiful bird, and it's going to be neat to watch her soar again today.
I'll bet. Hey, Bill, last question for you, and we're going to get to obviously carry the launch here, but just in the short amount of time that I have, tell us about this Robonaut.
I don't know too much about it, except it walks around and does everything real well. Is it able to pick up a grape? That's the ultimate. If the robot can tell that it's got a grape and know that it's a grape and not crush the grape, that's pretty good. But the idea is the space shuttle, all these systems are designed by people for people. But a lot of the tasks that involved are routine maintenance. So you can design a system, a thing, a robot, to do these routine tasks, but in order to do them, then the robot ends up looking like one of us.
Yeah. Well, the
It's kinda
question
cool.
is, can
it's an old idea in science fiction.
it can recognize a grape, but can it peel a grape? And then if so, then everyone will want one of those. Bill
Then
Nye,
you-
the science
Then you'd
guy.
really have some, but it's not far off.
Can it make
All right.
a Cabernet?
Thank you, Bill. Thank you, Leroy
Good
Chow.
to
We
see you,
appreciate
Don.
it.
Carry
All right.
on. It's an exciting day.
Yeah, it is. You guys have
Okay.
the best
Nice to be
assignment
with
today.
you.
Have a great time and enjoy. And you know what? And we want your input on this story. If you had the opportunity to fly to space, would you? Make sure you join the discussion on Allie's blog, www.cnn.com/Allie, or just cnn.com/Allie. And we'll use your comments throughout the show today here on CNN.